What's up, guys? Back at it again with the Gatekeeper. Let me just quickly get everything set up. My desk is a fucking mess. Alright. First of all, over the file. Alright, so here it is, Gatekeeper again. I think I'll just summarize what I did last time, in case people couldn't join last time. Alright, I adjusted the music. Should be I hope it's okay now. Yeah, open a quick window. Fucking hot in Holland. Alright, so the last time, see if I have something to show what I would. Oh yeah, we had the skull thing that we decided to not do. I think it's actually easier if I show the what do you call it, the image we did, the image we do every week with the Gatekeeper. Oh yeah, so we had this guy. It was the week before the first week, I mean before the second week. We had this thing, and now we made sure that we made him more grotesque. Sewn his body parts together. We broadened his legs, and we put one gore of the 3 total gores. Right, so yeah, this was actually kind of the idea that I wanted to go for, but I received a lot of great feedback since last time, and the most influencing feedback was that his face should be sewn shut because that's how he's supposed to be in the lore, and how he was in the in Oblivion, the Shivering Isles. So given that I have to sew his face shut and just how do you call it? Give it a just the inclination that his head was there. It will save a lot of time instead of modeling a face with some fucked up parts. And also, I was thinking, like, if his head is sewn shut because, well, it doesn't really need a head. So I think I'm also gonna sew his hands shut and his feet. Give it some kind of like a birth defect effect. So let's do that first. I think I neglected the feet a lot the last time, so I'll try to make some grounds there. But it's kind of like my stance on this whole issue. Oh yeah, and we we opened this rib cage for some reason. Thought that was cool. Think we're gonna keep that. Definitely gives him more character, makes him stand out more than the other humanoids. I mean, if people are referring to this, people are like, oh, you know, the Gatekeeper? Who's that? You know, the guy with the open ribcage? Oh yeah, that one. So, which will make him more, a lot more memorable. Yeah, but for now, everything is super low res, and I kind of hate that. I want to get this guy super detailed today, hopefully, in the next 3 hours. Right, so let's get started. What happened to his abs? He doesn't need abs. I removed his abs. Yeah, the last time we had a whole change in the design because we didn't have a design for this guy. So I had to kind of like design in ZBrush as we were sculpting the thing, which is pretty hard actually. I mean, if it were just me, I mean me just sculpting at home without the streaming and stuff, I wouldn't mind. But now because I'm streaming, I would like to make progress as not as fast as excuse me, not as fast as possible, but just as efficient as possible. And right now with the designing and sculpting, it isn't as efficient. Optimally, you would want a concept before working on this stuff. Which reminds me that I forgot to start up my res. With res, of course, I mean reference. That's what I mean. Keeper, there you are. In case people didn't know, I use this simple little program that's called Pure Ref. It's extremely handy for showing a lot of pictures at once. It helps me to scroll through the reference like this, so I can just center on something and just look at it. So I don't have to look at one picture at a time. Right, so enough talking. Let's sculpt. Right. So his feet. Let's fuck his feet up. I wanna, yeah, the resolution is quite low now. If I just dynamesh this. Quick save first. Dynamesh this boy. Yeah. We have to fix this later. This is gonna be a bitch. Should have oh wait. Oh shit, we were sculpting on the wrong thing. What is this guy doing? Right, so luckily I can just not sure if projecting this guy is... let's delete this. I wanted to project the detail I sculpted on him on this, but because this has a higher poly count, it will take longer. It's probably easier if I just sculpt this on by hand. Like this. I mean, I just want to get this over with. Get the general shape in there. Kind of like a vision of what I want. And then I can just retopologize this guy and get into the real detail, because I wanted to do super small detail on this guy with Dynamesh, it would just lag my PC out. So it's beneficial to have a topology underneath, so you can subdivide and your computer kind of knows of where the vertices are coming from. Wait, I looked and ZBrush was like 700 pounds. Did you have to save money a lot? No, I just had some money laying around. I mean, ZBrush, people think it might be expensive, but it's fucking cheap compared to the other programs. I mean, 3ds Max costs like $2,400, something like that. That's fucking expensive. And I mean, if you have Max and you have ZBrush, then you're kind of good to go. It's pretty cheap actually, ZBrush, to be sold for 700, 800 euros. Did the music get louder since the last stream? I have no idea. What do you call it? Of course, I don't leave my Spotify volume at the same level for a whole week, so the audio might change. So I have to adjust it every week again. Do you do hard modeling as well? Yeah, I do hard modeling. I did that a lot at my intern, and I do a small freelance gig now where I'm supposed to hard surface model. Very nice. I mean, I don't like to do. Organic stuff is kind of like my go-to thing. But if you do organic for so long, you kind of want to get to something completely different. Now that's kind of like hard surface sculpting, which is almost the opposite. Because in organics you don't work with a lot of hard edges. Well, in hard surface, that's the only thing you work with. Don't you think it would be nice to leave the shape of his open mouth eye hole under the piece of skin that was sewn to his face? That's not possible, because Skyrim doesn't support transparent alphas. It's either a 1 or a 0. If it had transparent alphas, I could maybe sculpt a skull under there with some blood on it, so you could see what's underneath the face, underneath the skin. So you'll see like something like a skull underneath the skin, which would be nice. But for unfortunately, Skyrim, the creation kit doesn't support transparent alphas. It only supports cutouts. Do you think that you will get as far as the armor and left hand today? Yes, I will definitely try. I mean, let's start with the hand. Or wait, the feet. I always get sidetracked. Mesh has layers. Oh right, we had layers on this guy. Oh yeah, now I can. Yeah, this was his stomach before, and then I decided let's open it up. And then it became this. Yeah, so let's take all this information. I want to dynamesh this again. And because his feet are going to be symmetrical, I have to keep it on symmetry, which I do not prefer to do it symmetrical, but the texture space is now more important, I think. I don't want to look up some messed up feet because it's not really Twitch friendly, and I want to be able to show the what do you call it, the reference that I'm looking at. So I think I'm gonna just imagine how a broken feet would look like. So yeah. Yeah, that's a lot better than the sausage toes we had last time. Or just before. Gatekeeper has hand-specific animation, so he can keep his hand. So I can't fuck up his hand? Is that what you're telling me? I don't like to cut off things. I mean, if it's symmetrical, because it just looks too much alike. Yeah, like I wanna do a clubbed foot. I'm a programmer, but damn, I wish I could model too. Well, Baron Bacon, I actually have a friend. He's a programmer. He can also model, and he makes his own games. So shout out to my buddy Hussein. I know you're watching, man. I know you're watching. Shout out to my bud. Alright, so clubbed foot. So yeah, so this is kind of like his toes shut together. Sewn shut. Yes. So how's your day going, guys? I like woke up an hour ago. Had to do everything I do after I wake up, and I just finished like a few minutes before I started streaming. He needs his hands. Okay. It's a bummer. He has to keep his hands, guys. But his feet, we can fuck up. Get some stumps going on there. I thought you wanted to put more detail on the feet. Yeah, that's what I'm doing now. So how long have you been working on this thing? It's probably like 6-7 hours in. 7 hours. I did 3 hours the first stream, 3 hours the next. I mean, that's nothing compared to how long I mostly work on stuff. This is also completely different than the stuff that I do. All right, so yeah. That thing. Let's hide his feet first. Do you enjoy living in the Netherlands? Yeah, I guess. How did you start modeling? 4 years ago. I finished middle school. I was 16. I really didn't know what I wanted to do. And this friend of me came and said, "Hey man, there's this cool school here where they make games and stuff. I was like, oh shit, I play games all day, so why wouldn't I go there? So after we went there, there was this super vague introduction of how it was to work in the game industry and how it was to like do stuff for games, which I didn't really understand. But I was like, oh shit, man, maybe I can play games there. So I had a bunch of drawings. Of course, I drew before I started, but like you get off your middle school being like one of the top 10 drawers in your school, in a school where no one draws as a profession or something. Excuse me, or something. So then if you get enrolled in the school, you kind of like show your stuff, and then you imagine, holy shit, man, I might not be as good as I thought I was. So then you get like this whole year of, oh shit, what if this is not this right, what do you call it, the right school for me, right education. So then, but yeah, for me, I wanted to be a 2D concept artist first. Then I thought like, oh shit, man, I can't do that. I don't have skill for that. So then I got introduced to 3D by my teachers, and I preferred 3D over 2D because it was just it had a lot more variation, and also because then at the time 2D was always on a Photoshop canvas, and I really didn't like that a lot, which motivated me more to start doing 3D. And after like 1,000 shitty 3D pieces, I kinda got better in 3D, so I decided I want to be a 3D artist. At the time I didn't really necessarily wanted to be a like character artist like I do now. But yeah, then at the time it was just like 3D is 3D. There is no specialization, because I was just so stupid back then. Didn't know anything about the industry. I just knew that I wanted to do 3D. So after a few extra years, I got a lot more experience. Started doing ZBrush like this. Started doing my own texturing. Started doing my own bakes, my own UVs, my own animations for a little while. But then realized I should focus more on the modeling and sculpting stuff instead of animation. So I made sure I'm not doing my own animations, because, well, yeah, you want to be a generalist, you will kinda suck. I mean, you'll be mediocre in everything, but you won't have this one thing that you're super good at that really stands out, because you don't have time to focus on that one thing. But yeah, for me, I was mostly being a generalist at first, working with stuff like Max and maybe some ZBrush here and there. But then I branched out and started doing Mudbox, which is a terrible program compared to ZBrush at what it's doing, in my opinion. But yeah, then later, like, Substance came along, made texturing a lot easier. And then I started doing my own things at home, because the school projects were kind of lame. They would like come into the room and say, alright guys, we have a new project, we want you to make a game for girls between 17 and 23 or something. And everybody would just like take out their dildos, because, well, you might as well fuck each other than have the teachers fuck you. And then so the next few weeks would be like, oh shit, fuck, bitch, shit, fuck, dick, suck, dick, fuck. Because it was just super shitty, because who wants to make a game that's like for women between 17 and 23? I mean, research shows that they only play match 3 games like Candy Crush and what do you call it, Farmville and that kind of stuff. Which is like a super annoying thing to do if you really want to make some cool shit. So after the third year, I luckily got into a wonderful internship. Probably like the most best thing career-wise in my life to happen to me. So yeah, there was always this myth going around, this legend of Guerrilla Games at our school. It's like the only AAA. I think it's the only AAA in Holland. I might be wrong on that. I'm sorry if I forget some other AAA AAA businesses, companies. So yeah, at the time it was like, holy shit, if you go to Guerrilla Games, you're like the shit. You're like a celebrity at our school. This was second year that everyone thought this. So we had this one guy. Not gonna say his name, but there was this one guy who was like fucking good at 2D art, and his work was like holy shit. I could just stash this in my porn folder and I wouldn't notice. So yeah, his work was like holy shit. But yeah, so that's how kind of like Guerrilla Games became a legend. So if you want to work there, you have to be as good as this guy. And everybody was like, holy shit, you can't possibly be as good as this guy in like 2 or 3 years, because you have so very little self-esteem in what you're doing, because all you're doing is just shit compared to other stuff. So I wanted to go there, but I wasn't a 2D artist. They were mainly hiring 2D artists, and I was a 3D artist, and I heard that like they outsource all their 3D stuff. But yeah, so I set a goal in late September to like try my best to get a internship at Guerrilla Games. So there was this friend that helped me with the 2D work, because he was an intern at the time at Guerrilla Games. I'm not, till this day, super thankful for him that he helped me out with my work. So the next 4 months, I focused on 2D work, made sure I chat out a lot of images, continued to get better, improved my design, my painting skills, all that kind of stuff. And when it was in late January, I applied there, and 1 week after I got an art test, which they give to people that they're not sure of, I guess. Like, is he really good enough to join our team? And then when I did the art test, I had to wait another week, and after that week, I got a mail like, congratulations, you were accepted to be an intern at our wonderful company. I was like, holy shit, because for me it was a huge feat. I mean, coming off of doing 3D for 3 years and then being able to work as a concept artist intern at one of the most prestigious gaming companies in the Netherlands was like a huge accomplishment for me. So yeah, and then the next coming year was like amazing company to work in. And that's kind of like my story of how I got into 3D. Do you wish that there were more game development jobs there where you live? There are a lot of game development jobs where I live, but not a lot where I would like to work. I want to make cool stuff and not like Candy Crush shit or mobile games, because there are a lot of companies that make mobile games here. Yeah, if I'm going to sign a contract to work at a gaming company and it doesn't make the stuff that I like, then it won't be really great for me to sign there for them and for me, because I'm not gonna be motivated enough to give it my best, and I'm just gonna have a miserable time. It's kind of like my philosophy on places to work. What is the biggest game companies developers right now? I have no idea. Blizzard might be. Well, your English is definitely good enough, and you got skills. If you ever want to come over here to USA and work, I'm not sure, man. USA is not really a country that I would like living in. Too many issues. Not even because of Trump or something. But no, it's something that's definitely it could happen, but it's not what I prefer. Also, it's so far away from home, and because my family is super close, it's kind of like hard to move away. So shit, that was kind of like the story of my life for the last 4 years. I wonder what school he went to in the Netherlands. I don't think it's a smart idea if I say which school it is, because I didn't talk really good about them. But yeah, it's not their fault. It's mostly the government here in the Netherlands that, like, if the school had kind of a educational level, and in the Netherlands there are laws that require certain educations to raise students that are capable of certain things, and in this case it was making like art for different groups of people. For instance, in this case it was like women, very young women. But yeah, I don't blame the school, but I'm not gonna say which school it is. But see, a lot of the game development schools, I think, are like that, because you can't really change a whole school at the same pace as the industry is changing, because the industry right now is changing like super fast. I mean, substance wasn't even a big thing 4 or 5 years ago, and now it's like huge. Every company uses it. Do you know Turkish? Yeah, I know Turkish. Turkish is my mother language, and Netherlands is not my father language, but I was taught the Netherlands here. Dutch, I mean, not Netherlands. You don't have a Turkish accent at all when speaking English. I probably do have a accent when I'm speaking Turkish though, because I have a friend who's recently came back from Turkey, and he said like people in Turkey, they said that I have an accent which he himself never really thought about. Kind of funny. So I think we're gonna do some stitchings at these, like the small places there. Stitch like that. Tear this bitch up. How does a mangled foot look like? I mean, I got this idea of like everything is stitched like this to the inside, and this thing is like, because the skin is all dry and stuff, it bulges upwards. I think this is like a good starting point, like a cracked dry skin with some little tiny bitty details of folding, stuff like that. Like, ugh. Like you wouldn't want to lick this guy's feet. Like, what the fuck? That these small things. I think I'm gonna work up from his feet to the top as a second gore pass. How old were you when you start doing 3D modeling? I was 16. 16 when I started 3D modeling. He needs more of a Achilles tendon. All right, let's give him something like an Achilles tendon. Holy shit! I just coughed and I'm seeing stars now. What the fuck? I'm not sure if this guy really should have an Achilles tendon, but just because you said that, like, doesn't he need that? Probably does. I'm just gonna quickly like do you a good one and pop that shit in. I don't want to break this. I don't want to go over that like that. I just want to stay around it like this. Like that. And maybe like stuff like that. Like so, but now let's move it with the move brush. Seriously love the move brush. If I had like 3 brushes to use, I would use this clay brush, Damien standard, and the move brush. In the beginning when I started sculpting, I was looking for super specific brushes, but like these basic brushes, they can't do everything. You don't really need anything fancy. Can you make some of his of his body look rotten? I could. But 3D isn't only in sculpting. I can't probably do everything in ZBrush, and some things need to be done in other programs like Max or Maya. Just because it's not as efficient to do in ZBrush, so I will probably do them in Max or something. And making things look rotten is mostly like things that are dangling downwards, or like a darker color, which will be done in texturing. So sculpting isn't really the end game. It's mostly it's the beginning. If you want to see some rotten stuff, you probably won't see it convincingly in the coming days. My grandmother was 100% Dutch. What don't you like about life in the Netherlands? What I don't like, I don't know. It's weird that every woman over 35 or 36 immediately gets short hair. Like they're 35, and on their 35th, 36th birthday they go to bed and they wake up and their hair's like short. Every single male, Dutch female that's over 36 seems to really like having short hair for some reason. It's not really something that I dislike, but it's just weird because it's the only place in the world that I see that kind of behavior. It's like Japanese, yeah, not necessarily like Japanese people, or you just see what the fuck? Why do they all have short hair? I never get that. Like some of the females have long hair, but yeah, but a huge percentage just has short hair. That's something I find odd. But there's nothing really that I particularly dislike about the Netherlands. It's a pretty cool country to live in. Is it some tradition? I have no idea, man. I think it's just that's how it just, I don't know. That's how it goes. Every single one. Let me actually think, but what do I dislike about the Netherlands? Maybe maybe it's because I was raised with the Dutch language. It's the language that I mostly speak. But the Netherlands really breeds some super cringy shit, man. There are like specific Dutch meme sites, and sometimes you get like people dancing and singing in Dutch, and I was like, holy shit, man. You have to wear a fucking hazmat suit to endure that shit. That's something also that's like super weird in the Netherlands. Like everything you say in Dutch that's supposed to be said in English just amplifies the cringe by 110% or something. Yeah, it's called kort en pittig. But yeah, I mean, it's easier to say what you hate than what you like because your body is competent with, I mean, like content with what you like. So that's why all the negative stuff gets through what you notice, because it's not really necessary to know what you like rather than what you dislike, because if you don't dislike it, then you probably like it. But if you like it, then there's no issue. But if you dislike it, well, then your body needs to do something about it. So I think that like saying what you dislike, it's easier than what you like. But that's probably why I hesitated, because the education is great, the social system is great, the welfare system is great, the police are okay, the student system is good, healthcare is awesome, education, yeah, I said that everything is just pretty good. And I mean, if people in the Netherlands are having such a great life, they always find little things to complain about, which is also kind of like, if you have everything that's wonderful around you, kind of create a lack of contrast in your life. Because if you always have food, then you'll forget how it is to get hungry. So you will be a lot less resistant to not having food, which is, I guess, a thing you get from excessive success. Like, people get cocky, they forget how bad it was like 50-60 years ago. Argonas 18, do you also do the animations for the characters? No, I don't. We use animations from Oblivion. We have a guy called White Gandalf, who's a white wizard. He does some streaming. He works on the behavior, and I think he's looking into getting animations into the what do you call it? Into the game, custom animations. If he does that, we'll probably hire a lot of animators. This is a big boy. Should his leg muscular be bigger, more pronounced? I'm not really too keen on into making his muscles pop out, because I'm not really. It gives him a more human look, which would make the player less scared of him, more intimidated. And I mean, he's kept up by magic, man. This is just detailing on there. As PPL, what are you doing now with the model? I'm just adding some skin fractures here and there. And the way you do that is you draw a straight line, but like if you have Parkinson's, so you go like this. So yeah, you draw it like that. Like, no, it's not a straight line, but like Parkinson's. Actually, a terrible joke. Parkinson's is probably like one of the worst things to happen to an artist. Right. I mean, this is like the second pass that I'm doing on this guy, and I'm probably gonna do like 5 passes on his high poly, just because I want to make sure that I get everything right. So are there any professional concept artists working on the project? Not that I know of. If you guys, if people that are watching from YouTube have some urgent questions, please come to Twitch. It's a lot nicer, less spammy here, so I can read your questions a lot better. So now, because his knee is bending a lot, I'm gonna add some skin fractures over here. Like that. If you weren't working on Skyblivion, do you think you would be working on Skywind? I mean, are you saying that like if I weren't working on excuse me, like if I weren't on the team, would I then consider joining the Skywind team, or in a way like I'm on the team but there is no more work for Skyblivion, so would I do Skywind's work? Is that kind of like what you're meaning? Saying? Ooh, finally got up to his ass. Guys, let's make an ass crack. A literal ass crack. How fine can you get with the brushes and still see the detail on the final models usually? Pretty fine. I'm not gonna do like skin detail, like the pores and stuff on this guy probably. But other than that, you could get pretty fine. I mean, like this thing, you probably will see that, or these things. Yes, if Skyblivion wasn't being developed, what mod or game would you be working on instead? I'll probably do my own projects. Probably yeah, I'll do my own projects. Well, yeah, but the reason I still joined Skyblivion is because I like the Elder Scrolls universe, and I know that like getting things into the Skyrim engine was a lot easier than the mods I did before, which was a huge reason for me to join the team. Because if seeing your stuff in the engine as fast as possible is always is a huge bonus for me, because I don't like having to convert 10,000 files before I can finally see it in game, or before I can finally see every small adjustment I made. It's mostly even not the modder's fault, but it's the thing that they're working with. The engine just requires you to do all these things. Did you do any of the work for more Oblivion? No. No, not really. Didn't even know that more Oblivion existed. It's probably a Morrowind and Oblivion fuse, because the names are always so inventive. How long does it take you to create one model? Depends on how big the model is. This guy is probably done in about I'm guessing another 4 sessions or 5, 6 maximum, but depends on how big the model is. For instance, this guy, I'd say 20-25 hours. But because this is, I'm doing something, nothing really new technically, because it's still a model with some polygons and meshes. But for my personal project right now, I need to make a body with chainmail, and I want to make the chainmail look as good as possible. But so I have to think like, all right, do I want it to do like this? But this doesn't look as good. But this is also a lot more efficient for the game engine than this one. So you kind of have to like work around, and I have to do some 3D magic to get the perfect look for the right amount of frames per second, because you don't want to have a model in Unreal Engine while having 10 or 7 FPS. It's not that doesn't really say a lot about your game creating skills, because the secret in making game assets is, I'd say, like finding the right balance between optimization and the way it looks and the final look. That's why VFX always looks a lot better than in-game engine stuff, because they just have a lot more room to play around. How many modelers are there in the team? I'd say like 8 or 7. Could be wrong. If you want to get into the team as a creature artist or something, you can like message me on Discord, or like join the Skyblivion community page on Discord. I'll probably review your work and evaluate if you're good enough to join the team, because we don't just take people because they are motivated. We want to see some work, boy. Motivation doesn't mean anything. It's mostly like consistency and work and stuff that you're doing. not really the will, mostly the work that you're doing. I'm a pretty good modeler, probably better than you. I wouldn't really care since I know you very well. That guy is a very close friend of mine. So don't take anything what he says seriously. Just over here trolling me. Where is its dick? It's not here, man. I'm not sure where his dick is. Sorry to ask the same question thrice, but I'm not sure if you saw it or not. I was wondering if after you complete the skin fractures on the Gatekeeper, are you going to include battle damage, sword slashes, dense burns, things like that? I'm not sure. Exelon, probably not, because if I detail everything, then later when it's in game we can make a lot more variations, and we don't really have to make sure that everything, like all the undetailed parts are covered. So by detailing everything, and just for the eventual bake, I don't have to really worry about the stuff that I need to cover and whatnot. Battle scars are gonna come in later. I have to do this step by step, or else the things are going to go in each other, overlap each other, which wouldn't give a nice finish. After you're done with Skyblivion, what do you think you'll do? I have no idea, man. I mean, Skyblivion is just a hobby for now. Not really anything that it's not a career option or something. Skyblivion isn't the only thing I have going for me now. There are a lot of other things. Work for Bethesda cause this guy is good. Yeah, Bethesda is actually one of the companies that I eventually want to work for since I started modeling. And that's probably the only company that I would move to America for. Or maybe Blizzard next to that. Well, Blizzard has some things in Europe, which I would prefer over America. What is this creature going to be? This is the Gatekeeper from the Shivering Isles. What are your thoughts on Creators Club? Isn't that like the thing that they made where they charge people for mods on Xbox and stuff? I'm not really sure what the Creators Club was. I only saw the E3 cringe compilation. Didn't really watch a lot the whole of E3. So you're putting all this intricate detail into the model, but when you reduce the poly count, it will actually go into the game. Won't all of it go away? No, because we're gonna make a low poly for this, but of course we're gonna bake all the detail onto the normal map and the ambient occlusion map. So all the detail will actually be visible on the texture, and it'll be reacting to light accordingly. I can actually show you like what a normal map does. But first I have to think like, alright, so first let me think what can I show you and what not, because some things are still under some things that we want to keep before showing you guys. Why are the stitches mirrored? Because his legs are going to share the same UV space, so I have to mirror them. It's the game Montreal was open to Montreal, Quebec, Canada, I'm not sure why. Yeah, I think I'd also rather move to Canada instead of America. UV space is UV space is like the skin that you wrap on a character, like paper mache, that you just wrap on him just to it's practically the skin of it, the skin of the 3D model. Like without UVs you can't texture it. They're like coordinates on the body. But when we're here above the waist, then we'll turn off symmetry, because then it's not needed anymore. We're almost out of the mirrored space, guys. Almost. Sometimes I'm just reading the chat in case somebody has a question. That's probably why you won't see me do anything for a while. So how much of the texturing that you're doing right now will be on the model and what on the UV texture? The UV texture is what's going on to the model, so everything will be on the UV. Alright guys, let's do a quick showcase of what UV is and what a normal map is. Would you say this is a more precise way of sculpting clay? Yeah, I'd say that. If 3ds Max opens, I can show you guys something, and I can explain what the UV map is. No, I'm not sure what you need as DLC wise. Come on. Yeah, we'll just wait for Max to open, and then I can show you what the UV map is. Alright. So this guy. Let's open his unwrap. So this is what a UV map is. This is what a UV map is. These things are like just like skin peeled off him and laid onto this texture. Very simple. Nothing like if you were to print this out and cut every single piece out of paper and put it on this model, it would fit perfectly, just like it's fitting now. And the way you texture 3D objects is like you just paint them on. So you have your UVs that have color on them. And for instance, if we zoom in his on his forehead, and also here on his forehead, and if I were to select this thing, these two, and I were to move them, you can see that it's also moving on the 3D object, because it's, yeah, like these two boxes resemble his forehead here. So if I move it over his eye, then the texture of the eye will be shown here. Just simple as that. It was a quick explanation. Oh shit, sorry guys, I have something that's called a chronic cough, and sometimes I cough and I don't remember that I coughed because I do it so often, and sometimes my body just coughs because without warning me. Like sometimes, a lot of times if I cough, I kind of feel this pressure on my lungs, and sometimes when I'm sitting in the bus or something, and like you cough but you forget to open your mouth, so all the air gets pushed out of your nose, and so you kind of get like a super weird noise you're hearing in the bus, and all the snot on my t-shirt. That's happened to me like 3 times. You find it offensive? You should warn us beforehand he coughs. I'll make sure I'll warn you. I mostly just mute my microphone. But yeah, sometimes I can see the cough coming. I can't like warn you guys. Maybe I should install like something like a siren, a button that I press, so you hear this super loud siren, like and then super loud, and then after that's done, I cough. Maybe that's something I'll implement. So what I'm gonna do now is with the inflate brush, I'm just gonna inflate some of these parts. Like that. Okay, kind of like the back, because you get this nice thing over here and then this mighty face with that. Nice crenulation, not crenulations, like the dried up parts. Can you say which creature monster you finished modeling, or someone else finished? Right, Exelon. Just because you asked, I'm gonna show you what I mean with the why I sculpt all these things. Let's open a scene with this goblin. All right, so we got this mofo. This guy, let's take off his normal map, his gloss map, translucency, albedo, specular, this thing. Right, so this is how a model would normally look. Nothing really interesting, super boring. But yeah, if I put a normal map on this, which I bake off the high poly, then I get something like this. Again, it's just a lot more detail. Let me just set up a more a friendlier environment like that. Yeah, so you can see the detail, it's popping out just because of the normal map. And this is like all the detail that I'm sculpting. So this is why we sculpt the detail. And again, on top of this, there comes the color. But yeah, we have the color and the normal now, but as you can see, it's super shiny. And we also have a texture that's called the specular map or gloss map that we put on this guy to control how shiny he is. And if you combine all those, with a properly rigged textured model. I mean, like properly retopologized model, you get something like this. That's basically how why I'm sculpting every little detail. And also the normal map reacts to light. Quickly demonstrate that. Add an object that's an omni-light. You can see that, like, alright, how this reacts to light. Like that. And how this, without the normal map, reacts to light. As you can see, there's a huge difference. I hope the explanation was good enough for you, for the one that asked. Oh, the normal map are baked from ZBrush. What's the advantage of using a high quality detail normal instead of creating the normal from texture? Because sometimes because you have a lot more control if you just sculpt in the details and bake the normal map from the high poly. You just have way more control. Now we are turning off symmetry just because well, it's not needed anymore up here, and also because his face isn't going to be sculpted. That saves a lot of time, because mostly I work a lot on the face, because the face is something that people always see. How many creatures are you going to remake like that, and how many did you guys already finish? I can't say how many we finished, but I can show you what I need to do. Like, these are all the guys that we're gonna remake. A lot. But hopefully if we get more creature guys, then they could finish, help me finish up all these things. If you wanna apply as a creature artist, you're probably going to work with me on the creatures on that list. Are you modeling the helmet too? Yes, I will be making some sort of a helmet with spikes or something on it. Yeah, I kind of get to pick what's what I can do. I still haven't picked what I'm going to do next, because the Gatekeeper is just picked for the stream, so I won't work on it off stream. This is just so you guys can see how the production goes. The creature you just saw is purely made off stream. Are you working perfectly from reference, or do you have artistic freedom? I have a lot of artistic freedom as we speak, because the only thing I have to keep is the proportions of the body. The rest is all mine to explore. Yeah, there's also a lot of artistic freedom in this project, because we understand that this is purely a volunteering job, so the only thing we can offer is artistic freedom and some exposure. I know you are not at armor and stuff, but could you make its chest piece as it is the thing crushing its ribs? Because because it is not feeling it. Maybe, man, maybe. I don't see how that would work, but I can look into it. And will the Gatekeeper's Oblivion animations be smoothed out, redone, while still keeping the proportions? I hope so. Are you going to be adding new creatures in addition to making old ones? Yes, definitely. Yes. There will be new creatures. A lot of cool ones. A lot of new ones. Are you going to add cats? Yeah, probably. We might be even using some photo geometry for a cat. Maybe I'll put in my brother's cat into the game, if I can get him to sit still for a few minutes. I also want to make sure that we have a lot of wildlife in the game. Small frogs or something near ponds, birds, just things that make it all feel more lifelike. That kind of stuff. Does this mean cat follower confirmed? No, that means cats confirmed. ZBrush isn't. It's free for a month for students. Hakan, have your parents been supportive of your art career choice, or have you had to go it alone? Well, my parents are pretty old-fashioned. They are supportive of me, of course. They just trust me that I'm making right career decisions. But they're pretty supportive in what I do. They always give me enough freedom, and they always gave me enough freedom to do things I wanted to do. I also had a few guys add me on Discord because of this stream. Really nice. Like, people asking me random stuff about their work. I do enjoy helping out other artists that are struggling, because I remember where I was when I was struggling with a few things art-wise. Yeah, my parents had very little influence of where I am today with the as of art skill level and experiences. This was all my decisions and what I thought would be best and would be most fun for me. I did have a lot of friends that were that I always could do my art with, because it's always better to work. Not always, but I prefer to work together than alone. With together, I mean just on Discord with people, or sharing your screen so other people can see what you're doing. Yeah, his right arm is purposefully stronger because his blade is on his right arm. We got this whole flat part here. I want to do something special with that. So let's just work around that, and I'll see what comes up. I know you're not doing landscaping, but do landscapers have to do everything really too? I think they do. Will you add bouncy breasts? No, we won't. Yes, you can only get so far with projects when you're in your own efforts to build something. Even Minecraft eventually developed full company of people. Yeah, exactly. Does the clayman die when you shoot him with a water pistol? I think he does because water is super effective against the rock. Is there an easy way to rotate the arms? I had a college project one time and I had to check, had a character, but when I rotated the arms, it would just look retarded. Do you mean like rotated like this? Like that? Because yeah, this would make it look retarded, but if you were to soften that up, mostly if you're gonna rotate some arm around and you want it to look correct, you always have to do adjustments because the bones and muscles are in different positions if you rotate your arm. So yeah, we also have to fix underneath the arms and stuff. That's after the retopology probably, because I can't get there now. Will the mod be compatible with Beyond Skyrim? Probably not. So if I were to apply for landscaping, what would my CK app need to showcase? That you kind of know how to landscape in the creation kit, and that you know why landscapes look good. I'd say that those are most important. Being able to explain why something looks good and being able to work in the creation kit. Let's make a huge pimple here. Like multiple heads. How did you rotate? Oh yeah, this is ZBrush for R8, and then for R8 they removed that thing, and now for R8 you get this pivot like in every other 3D program finally. Let's join these two pimples together so they can be one and become super pimple. Also, let's make some more here. That one is a fine spot. This one is also good, like that. We're almost up to his face, guys. Oh shit, this one was a huge fucking nasty pimple that was like being squashed because of his armor. So because it's being squashed, all the things that are inside are just being pushed on here and there. Because his face is sewn shut, I'm gonna make it more apparent. If it was a template in a T pose, any recommendation for rotating the arms if that's it's like that? I'm not sure what you mean. Like, how do you want to rotate that? I mostly don't do an extreme T-pose because that doesn't look as good as a just a normal T-pose. Now, if you wanna be on the Discord, I mean that's the community Discord, then you can join that. But yeah, you have to get accepted into the project if you want to join the Discord. making sure that there are huge oh shit. Smooth this part out. Too sketchy over here. At this point, the modders make better games than Bethesda. Well, we're not making games. This is just a whole total conversion. This I wouldn't necessarily call what we're doing a game, more than a overhaul, because a game is something that has proper game design and stuff in it. Or I'm not even sure what you can call a game and whatnot, but we aren't making a game, we're just making everything look nicer. It's also like the stuff that I learned at school, that what actually, all the things that go into making a game. And because of that, like if I play a game now, I see all the little errors and mistakes. Just game design wise or art wise or something else. Like being able to see dead people, I can't enjoy games now. One more thing, how involved what Rebel is saying. Yeah, what Sekirman is saying is completely correct. If you want to join the team, we'll give you a soulstone, and your soul will be kept in a soulstone until you meet the required. If you finish your job, then your soul will be released, and you can be on your way again till the next assignment you'll get. And the reason I'm doing this is because Rebel has my soul in his soulstone, and I'm trying to get it back. He's forcing me to do streams. Help, guys. Help me. This is not a joke. So now I want to keep this nice deltoid shape going like that. Because that's really sexy on how like goes up in here, goes in there. Every fault that I place is not just because there needs to be faults, it's because Oh, maybe there's weight from this thing above there that pushes it down, which makes it like leak downwards or something. There's always thought behind it. Always thought behind it. Nothing is random. Except the Parkinson jiggles. Those are random. Who does the rigging? There is already a rig. We're using the rig from Oblivion. Which software are you using right now? I'm using ZBrush for R8 right now. For this whole project, we'll probably use 3ds Max, ZBrush, Substance Painter, and yeah, those are the major programs, and like Marmoset and Xnormal to showcase, and Photoshop to make adjustments. How do you know when you are done? Like, when do you know you have added enough? You try to get it as good as possible in a fast as possible time. So I probably won't do a lot more detail work than this I have right now. Because if I make his head more, for instance, if I make his shoulder more detailed than the rest of his body, then I have to go back to the rest of his body and make it just as detailed. But you just know. If you had enough of it, then you know. There is no magic magic number. Can you rig in ZBrush? No, you can't. You cannot rig in ZBrush. I think Skyblivion will use I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure which one it will use. I'm guessing because of Skyrim, because changing the enchanting system would be too much work. Because it is in Skyrim's game state after all. I thought you could use these spheres to rig in. Yeah, you can rig, but only in ZBrush. You can't do anything else with that rig. It's not really something to be used in game engines. Is any streaming after finishing plan? You all see. Yeah, I'm doing this stream every Saturday at 2 hours from now, like at 3 MI local time. But like I've been streaming for 2 hours now, 2 hours and 9 minutes to be exact. You can join every Saturday. And yeah. So okay, now we have this. Let's do some magic and reverse where we were. This is something I like to do to see like how I work and how my progress of the amount of detail has changed. There's this bar here which remembers your history. If I move this guy backwards, you can see all the detail going away. I've sculpted. So today we started with this. Let me position this guy like that. Alright, so now we just immediately got into it and made some adjustments, worked on his feet. This was around the time of my school story. Got that in place. Worked up his legs. Yeah, so that's kind of like our progress mostly this week. Are you using a drawing pad? Yes, I'm using a drawing pad. I wouldn't recommend doing this on a mouse because it would be just too time consuming. I mean, yes, it will save you money. Yes, you'll eventually be able to do it without mouse, but a simple bamboo tablet costs something like 50-60 euros. So if you imagine that you work for 10 euros an hour, then like the minimum time you will need to save using a drawing tablet would be 5 hours, because 5 times 10 is 50. So if you waste 6 hours, then you kind of lost 60 euros, because you could be working faster and with that tablet if you had invested 50 euros. That's kind of like how I look at it. Is this dynameshed or are you working off a low poly? This is dynameshed. This is just kind of like a very detailed block-in actually. We can get this detail all back if we just reproject this all onto the low poly. That's not an issue. The only problem with Dynamesh is it closes these things, and also it can get very laggy if you're working on very high Dynameshes. Is the leader of the mod hands-off, or does he tell you what he wants things to look like? He's pretty hands-on and hands-off. He doesn't exactly tell me how it's supposed to look like. He just makes it lore correct. But other than that, he's actually a very nice guy. And I was just focusing on what I should do next. Because I'm not sure how to work from his retopology. Because his ribs are like this, but I want it to look more sharp or broken. Now you won't hear me breathing. I have my microphone set that you only hear me when I'm talking. So you also won't hear background noise or something else. No, I won't finish it today. I'm just wrapping up this, probably like the last 10 minutes of my stream, because I have a meeting at 6. I'm gonna smooth out some of the detail because it looks more like a Game of Thrones White Walker than an actual sewn body guy. Or a mummy. Yeah. So, screenshot this guy again. Does his muscles contract and relax when he swings his weapon? No, he doesn't. I would make his ribcage sharper, yeah. That's what I'm gonna do next time. When the retopo is done. Yeah, materials. Let's use a different material. Alright, so we have this guy over here. And his back is... Also get this thing from last week. Alright, so last week we worked on his feet. We didn't work on his BDSM outfit. We didn't creep. We did gore him up. So this is done. So now we just need to BDSM suit. Retopo. Hand. So we need to do the suit next time, the retopo with the hand, another detail pass. So this time I'm gonna keep it short. Like this. First, let's save this guy before we lose him. Holy shit. Luckily, I quick save a lot because that shit just crashed. We didn't lose anything, luckily. Alright, so let's save. So this week we did the gore stuff. Next week we'll do work on his suit, retopologize him, do the hands, and another detail pass maybe after the retopology. Should work fine. Yeah, so if you guys have any questions, you can add me on Discord if it's anything production related to 3D or like the Skyblivion team. If you join the what do you call it, the Skyblivion community Discord, you can find me there in the friends in the online list probably. You can follow me on my Twitch stream. I sometimes stream on my own, just do some anatomy or something else. You can follow me on Twitter or on ArtStation. Yeah, it's all up to you. But yeah, guys, this was the stream for this week. See you guys next time. Next time will probably be next week around 3 hours before the time it is now, so 3 at my time. Yeah. Goodbye, guys. Have a good day.